Yeah, yeah, yeah. Brooklyn. It's the WGIS, nothing less, giving it straight to your chest. Yeah, yeah. Know what? No chaser. Yeah, yeah. What's the name? It's the WGIS, nothing less, giving it straight to your chest. No chaser.
Hey, he gonna ask me if I'm all right. I'm like, hell no, I ain't all right.
I was like, Cuzzo, you good? I got my answer with the non-response. I was like,
Right.
Oh no, I responded. I was like, hell no, I ain't good. Go back and look at the feed.
Yeah.
Real
Shit.
talk, though. I already knew what time it was, man.
Yeah. I was like,
And you know,
this ain't gonna be good. This is not
I'm
gonna be
tell-
good. Boy.
I'm gonna tell you, man, the offense that the Eagles put on the field this season,
Unacceptable.
it looked exactly like the offense when Doug Peterson was calling the plays and got fired, and when Johnson and Brian Johnson was was calling plays. It was the most vanilla vanilla offense ever seen. There was no motion. They did nothing to try to create mismatches. Jalen was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna throw it. I'm just gonna throw it to who I trust.
Everybody,
whether they open or not, I'm just gonna throw it to whoever I think I can trust.
Yep.
Well,
So
it
he was
wasn't
throwing
AJ
in-
Brown.
He
I can
was
tell you
throwing in
that.
the
Boy.
double and triple coverage, and AJ just
He was stinking up the place. So
AJ looked like Nelson Aguilar last week.
my response to that is, you know, everybody want to always blame Jalen, but this wasn't on Jalen. So
Wait,
now,
No, it wasn't on Jalen.
No.
so now what? So now what? Right?
Well,
But that's what the media always does.
they
That's what
still
I'm
gonna
saying.
blame.
That's what I'm
they
saying.
gonna
Like
put it
you
on
always,
him.
They're
they
gonna
always want to
blame.
make him
Yeah,
the scapegoat.
they're gonna blame the quarterback, especially if it's not the darling quarterback.
Right.
Right.
They're already blaming Jalen, but
Because we saw how
Yeah, I saw it.
Justin Herbert played, but it was everybody's fault but his.
they never
Exactly.
call him out. Yeah,
My point exactly. Yeah, our point exactly.
They
Yeah,
never
Exact
call
point.
him out.
yeah.
But that man been under scrutiny since he first stepped on the NFL field.
Same thing. Now I'm gonna say this. Same thing with Josh Allen. I don't care what you tell me about his ability and this and that. Every year they
Bills
come up.
if the Bills don't make the Super Bowl this year without a star, quote unquote star quarterback in the final four, I don't want to hear nothing else about him being elite.
Yeah.
Listen,
I'm tired of
Ja, didn't I
year.
just tell you that? I
Yeah,
said
that's
there's
what we was talking
nothing
about.
standing in Josh Allen's way right now. The team that's been holding him back is not in the playoffs. He has no excuse. Zero.
Listen, he almost got us scared this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Because Trevor and them boys is putting it on him.
They ain't my
Yep.
problem. This is your year now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't get past. If you can't make it past Trevor, then the excuse is gonna keep rolling for him.
No, he made it. They made it past Trevor and them.
That's what I'm
Barely.
saying. If they didn't, you know,
Yeah.
people would have been capping for him. Oh, you know,
Yep.
somebody was hurt, or you know, Josh Allen's not
right.
100%.
He has no elite receivers. He don't. Every year
Stop
they
the
come up
cap.
with something about this guy.
Stop
They've
the
been
cap.
listen. They're starving. They're starving for the next great white quarterback so bad. I mean the way they herald this boy. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a big, strong 6'5", 6'6" white quarterback who happens to be a runner also. But that's a changing of the guard in today's quarterback. Today's quarterback is a running quarterback.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wait till the off season. You're gonna see all them people that was shitting on Drake May last year.
Right.
Drake May is the future of the quarterback position. Watch.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like. I mean, I'm hearing that now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they heralding him. They heralding Bo Nix. You know what I'm saying?
Now I do like Bo Nix. I think he has a shot too. He has a shot too.
Yeah,
Man, it's wide open right now. Josh Allen ain't no guarantee.
Yeah, he ain't. He gonna come up short again. I would put no money on no Josh
He is
Allen.
gonna come up short.
Yeah, he ain't.
And you notice, and what I noticed also with Josh Allen, I mean, they always sing praises of his stats when he plays good. When he'll pass, his stat line would be like 17 for 28, 275 yards, 3 total touchdowns, of which 2 of them he ran for, right?
Right.
And then they'll crucify Jalen Hurts with the exact same stats.
Right, but check this out. But check this out. So
That's crazy work.
But check this out. It's a typical Josh Allen touchdown though.
What's that?
A screen pass to Shakur.
Yep. with 30 yards, with 30 yards a yak. Yep, 30 yards a yak minimum.
Right. He thought,
Josh Allen going home this weekend, guys. I'm gonna put that out there early.
Yeah, he'll throw like
let's go.
Pass. He'll throw like a screen pass to Keon Coleman, and he'll have screen blocks in front of him, and Keon Coleman races 55 yards down the field for a touchdown.
Yeah.
When's the last time Josh Allen threw a post or go route?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
When Stephon was on the squad?
Basically.
Right.
Bingo.
Right.
Bingo.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, awesome game Josh Allen played. Phenomenal game.
Well, you've been seeing it up close being a Jets fan. You've been seeing it for years from day one.
Yeah. I mean, he cooked us the same way. I mean, I give it to him. Josh Allen he's a big boy, he's a strong boy. Because when it comes to 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, he's
going to take it.
He's taking it. And you can't do nothing about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's a big 250-pound, 6'5" dude. You're not stopping that. You know what I'm saying? Especially with his center Dawkins in front of him. You're not stopping that. You know what I mean? So all right, it is what it is, you know?
Yeah.
That team and the Patriots just got your number, man. they be putting y'all on skates.
They've been having our number. We're the what are we? We're the nerd that all the guys and all the cool guys in class pick on. That's what the Jets are right now. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They're like, hey, jet plane, and they throw spitballs at us and shit.
John, that's all leadership, baby. That's all leadership. Whoever's leading your crew, John. Whoever's leading your crew.
That's what they. You know what I'm saying? That's what they've been doing. That's what they've been doing us for the past 30 years because, you know, there was never a time the Jets ruled the AFC. Never. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no cap, man. But they calling the Jets the worst team ever.
Yeah. I agree.
The worst team. I mean, between all
how the fuck can you argue that? It's true.
Yeah.
And listen,
I'd put the Raiders in that category conversation, especially the last decade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
well, at least we was all alive to see the Raiders win the Super Bowl, though.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we was in elementary school, but still.
Yeah, but still, right? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, there was a time the Raiders reigned supreme. I mean, they had a little run.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And
Cleveland's worse than y'all. Cleveland's worse than y'all.
By far.
Yeah.
Browns. Yeah.
Browns are worse than y'all.
Okay. Yeah,
but nobody never looks at the Browns because they moved.
Well, the thing about it's fitting that when they moved to Baltimore, that they had to leave all of the Browns' history and information in Cleveland.
Yeah.
That's right.
So they have to own all of their misery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. But yo, let's we already into it, man. You know, let's just recap, man. What y'all thought about? I was impressed with Bryce Young's performance, man. Although he came up short. I mean, I like the way he showed his poise and tried to bring his team back every time. They answered for every touchdown that the Rams scored. Bryce, brought him back and with a touchdown to answer it. You know what I'm saying? So I think the defense let him down. Stafford, they gave Stafford and the crew a little scared. I was real impressed with Bryce Young because before me and Vlad we used to be like, I don't know if this kid got it. because the first 2 years in the league, he looked confused, like a deer in the headlights. He was like, this dude is no taller than me. I'm only 5'9". I'm like, this kid, I don't know, man. This kid is this kid is 5'10". That's probably being generous. Like I say, he's probably my height. I'm 5'9", so it's hard for him to see over the big dude. So he's like a black duck Flutie. And me and Vlad was like, yo, listen, the only way this kid can remotely succeed in the league, all his plays gotta be shotgun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But my opinion, Bryce showed me something, man. I was impressed. I think he got it now. He got the hang of it now. What y'all think?
Well, Ja, I mean, just to lead off first.
Yeah, go ahead, Vlad.
Because I'm the weakest voice in the room. Listen, I'm surrounded by true analysts right now. You know what I'm saying? Now, real talk though, I said this at the beginning of the season and as well as the end of last season. If you put Bryce Young in a system or with a coach that believes in him, he'll thrive. I always said that. He would thrive. Now, the offensive line is going to have to do their part. And as you said, Ja, put him in shotgun situations where he could see the field a little bit wider. And you'll see a different Bryce Young. That kid came out smoking this year. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know if he had anything to prove, but he definitely wanted to showcase his talent. I know that. And I think the coach believed in him and also wanted to showcase that this kid could be the future if we invest in him. So that's just my short take on it.
Yeah. Go ahead, Doug.
I'm going to play devil's advocate because was Bryce impressive or was the Rams defense lackadaisical at the end of the game?
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, because when I look at his overall performance, I mean, he was 21 of 40 for 264, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Those numbers don't scream masterful.
Fair point.
But he took advantage of it, though. Rams defense.
I mean, 52% completions.
That's better than his first 2 seasons, though, right?
52. I mean, 50% from a quarterback in a high-scoring game. Is that impressive? I mean, like I said, I'm playing devil's advocate here. I mean,
I didn't think that they deserved to be in the playoffs anyway.
Case in point, if you listen to the analysts when they talk about it, they say Matthew Stafford played like they should have lost.
Right.
And so you look at Matthew Stafford's numbers. I mean, Matthew Stafford was 57%. He was 24 for 42, 304. He had 3 TDs and 1 pick.
Right.
So you had Bryce accounted for 1 passing touchdown. He had 1 running touchdown. And then you had Chuba Hubbard with 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So I mean, tell me where he was impressive. Aside from poise, I'm talking about his overall performance as a QB in that game. Show me where he was impressive. Because when I watched the game, him and Stafford both looked pedestrian. They both looked like they were struggling.
Okay. From my standpoint, I was impressed with the fact that whenever they were down, he was able to lead the team back down the field to answer the touchdown. So I'm just looking at it from a standpoint of how poised he was, how he's able to lead his guys down the field to answer for the answer. You know, it wasn't there were points that the Rams scored. It wasn't like the Rams scored unanswered points. I mean, whenever they scored, Bryce led his team back down, and it wasn't necessarily pretty. But I saw. But you were
impressed with mature. You were impressed with his maturity in year 3.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Exactly.
All right. Now that I can get with.
Yeah. As a compared, because Bryce 2 seasons ago,
Yeah.
he would have folded.
He would have been on the bench.
He would have been right. He would have folded. He would have panicked. He probably would have fumbled the ball. He would have threw a pick. He'd have looked crazy. He'd have looked confused. He'd have scrambled. He'd have ran back 10. He'd have ran back 10, 20 yards and got sacked. I saw, I saw all of that last year and 2 years ago. I was like, I don't know about Bryce, man.
Put a man on Lasky and run out the end zone.
You know what I'm saying? Me and Vlad, like I said, me and Vlad spoke about that. I was like, yeah, I don't know about this kid Bryce, son.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What's your thoughts, Ty?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to piggyback off of what Dell said, but I'm gonna take it back to the Falcons game a couple weeks ago.
Right.
The Rams played the Falcons.
Yeah.
And I watched that game and I said, oh, I hope we get the Rams in the playoffs. That defense is so bad, we can beat them.
Right.
With our offense being as bad as it was, I thought we could beat the Rams because their defense was so bad.
Yep.
I said, my offense can at least get past that defense.
Right. I thought the same thing.
Looking at Bryce's performance, it looks like maturity against a bad defense.
Okay.
But keep in mind, you're also coming from the worst division. You shouldn't even be in the playoffs.
I said that.
That
we agree to that.
We watched that division.
I've said that. I've said that for years.
Yeah, it's like, first of all, you shouldn't even be here.
Right.
Now you're here, and you got the luck of the draw.
You got the audacity to be able to host a playoff game with a losing record.
Hosting, right?
And
you're
hosting,
at home,
right?
And you're playing the worst defense in the playoffs. You look good, but you still lost because that's who you really are.
Right.
Yeah.
So for me, nah. He's still not that guy. I can't give him any credit based off of that.
Well,
and
if you go
off
back
of the rest
a week,
of the season, because it's not like they separated themselves from the rest of that bad division.
Right.
I can't give him credit for growth, maturity, or anything else. I got to see something.
Right. I said it years ago. I said it back when the Seahawks made the playoffs at 7-9. I said it again when the Eagles made the playoffs at 7-9. If your division champion has a losing record, you should have to forfeit your spot because there are at least 3 win teams with 10+ wins that should be in the playoffs.
That's right.
John, we just talked about that too.
Yeah, I think that's I think that's a unanimous consensus, man. I agree with all of y'all. I definitely 100 agree, 100% echo that sentiment. If the NFC South was trash, and Vlad, kudos to you. You called at the beginning of the season. You said the NFC South. I remember you was like, they trash, and for you to have a losing record and have the division title and host a game against a team with a much better record than you. I had to explain that to Angie. She was like, "Wait a minute, how are they hosting?"
That's right.
I said
right.
because
it has to be explained.
Division.
It has to be explained.
Right.
That says it all right there.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm like, well, this team, although they have a losing record, they won their division. So by virtue of winning their division, they get to host. And yes, the other team has a much better record, but they get to host. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sure if it was left to all of us, like none of them gonna play. Like, look, all of y'all suck, all of y'all go home. Straight like that.
Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, look how they ended that division season. I mean, come on, teams was losing to each other. That's why I said, like,
they needed each other to help the other ones get into the playoffs.
That's right. You made it into the playoffs by losing 2 games.
Yep.
In a row.
I know.
Right.
I know. So that's when I was like, oh, that ain't good.
Yeah. No.
Because you're not really hot going into the playoffs.
Yeah, you're really not. Right. And speaking of choking, Tampa Bay, anyone? They choked badly.
Real bad.
But
I mean, it was their division to lose.
But I will say with them, they had a lot of injuries along the way.
Yeah.
I don't think Evans was ever healthy.
No, he wasn't.
The young guy with what is it? Udoka. I think is his name, the young receiver. He left for a long period, a long stretch.
Yeah, he went down. He went down mid-season when they needed to be able to establish some type of a run to be able to take control of the division, and they just didn't have the firepower.
Yeah, they had a lot of injuries across the board, so I'll give them a pass.
Yeah,
because they would have been better for sure.
And I've said it before, and I'll continue to say it because people keep trying to say that I was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Baker Mayfield should never be the cornerstone of your freaking offense. He should not be the face of a franchise. He's milquetoast Tua.
Okay.
He's a white version of Tua.
Okay.
I mean,
I can't really argue with that. It's not like he's done anything to
exactly. Because think about it, John. Because back when he was in Cleveland, what did I call him? I called him New Lon Baker because everything was yaks.
That's a fact.
He was throwing to Odell. He was throwing to the other receivers, and the ball would travel 10, 15 yards in the air, and then they would take it the other 50.
Yakking. Yep, they were yakking. I remember we talked about that. He'll throw a little 15, 20-yard post, and the rest, and they'll yak it the rest of the way.
Yep.
And they'll be like, "What a play by Mayfield!"
Get all the glory, huh?
A 75-yard touchdown pass to Odell Beckham.
And Odell had 55 yards on the 20-yard pass.
Yeah, I remember those days.
You know
I remember those days very clear.
Man. But what a play by Mayfield.
Yeah. Talk about overrated, right?
Oh, my goodness, man. Oh, my goodness. Let's go to Chicago Green Bay, man. I like that game. That game was pretty good, man. Pretty exciting.
Rivalry.
A
little rivalry going.
Yeah, that rivalry. Yeah, I see the Chicago Bears fans. They came out with the cheese grater hats. You know what I mean? So I think Caleb did pretty good. Well, salute to Ben Johnson, man. I mean, Ben Johnson. You know, this was his first year or second year, I believe, right?
No, for him and
first year, right?
Coach.
Yeah. First year, yeah. Him and AG left the same time, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Johnson's first year, successful season. So far, so good. They made it past the wild card. Had a thrilling rivalry game with Green Bay. Jordan Love, he performed fairly well. So it was definitely I specifically thought the last play was definitely a thrilling moment because he was trying to make a play. He was moving around and he shook one defender and he moved and he threw it. You know, he just threw it in the end zone like, fuck it, let me get it out of here because they coming, and almost got picked. But
how was that not a PI?
The last play of the game?
Yes. How was that not a PI?
Oh,
I know that you don't want a flag or the referees to determine the outcome of a game, but you can't blindly ignore a penalty either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, if that man had any more, if he had been held any tighter, the dude would have been an octopus.
Right.
I mean, he was all over that man, impeding his progress the whole 9 yards.
Mm-hmm.
And the ball was catchable, but he took him out of the play. Mm-hmm. So how was that flag?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a suspect no call.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's that home cooking. The refs ain't gonna call that for that simple reason that you said, though. But the epitome of rivalry football, it was on full display, as far as I'm concerned. And, you know, I definitely enjoyed that game. Caleb was impressive to me as well. USC quarterback. You know, I thought that was another kid that ain't gonna get it at some point, but he stepped up. Colorful fingernails and all. You know what I'm saying? That's what
Oh,
the
ooh, I broke a nail.
Oh man.
Oh,
So
gosh.
were y'all good? Were y'all impressed with Caleb's performance?
So, well, let me say this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just put this out here.
Yep.
Personally, I think LaFleur should have been fired.
Yeah. Okay.
How he still has his gig, and I think I saw them say they're trying to run an extension for him.
Mm.
I mean, right now with all the coaches that are available, I wouldn't be looking to do that.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I get the excitement, the rivalry, how the game ended, all of that,
Yeah.
but they dominated the first half. They dominated
Green
the
Bay.
first half.
Yep.
You
Mm-hmm.
had it. You
Mm-hmm.
had it. What
Yes.
do? Control that clock and win that game.
Yeah.
That dude is another one that gets to the playoffs and fizzles out every year. But he keeps
I
getting
said it
game after game.
the year that he ran Aaron Rodgers out of Green Bay. I said that they should not have run Aaron out. They should have run the floor out on the rail.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
That
Mm.
was what, 4 seasons ago.
Yep. Yep. And you've been waiting for the Jordan Love train to get going. I mean, statistically, he looks like a good quarterback.
Yeah.
Right, but if you give him somebody that has a tad more creativity and is able to make in-game adjustments, which LaFleur has shown that he's not able to do, then
Right.
you
Right.
may get a different look out of Jordan Love.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Green Bay suffers from the one thing that a lot of other teams don't suffer from. Green Bay is a publicly traded team. So they have a board of directors. People in Green Bay own stock in the Packers. So
Mhm.
the crowd loves him. So the board loves him.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that, and they're gonna keep getting the same thing over and over again.
Right. Because
I
nobody
saw
can make a
the
unilateral decision.
Yeah, I couldn't believe what I was watching in the first half. I was like, man, they got this. Chicago ain't even show up for this game.
Right.
I was like, it's over. And then you just let that second half happen like that. I thought he should have been gone after that, but shows you what I know, right?
I mean, we watched the same thing happen with our Eagles. First half, we kicking ass.
Yeah.
Second half, we still in the locker room or what?
But I expected that from us.
Oh, I
Soon as
know.
we drew San Francisco, I was like, it's a wrap. It's a
Yep.
wrap.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
that was it. It was just a matter of how bad it was going to look. But we'll get to that. I don't want to.
I want to say that. Yeah, I definitely want to say that for last because I know there's a lot of components of that game that I'm sure all four of us wanted to touch on. Especially specifically this one particular person or two people. You know what I'm saying? We all know who that is, right?
Before you continue, John, I just want to say that this moment has been bought by Sugar Water Radio. Sugar Water. I gotta plug in the team, B.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got that whole team over there. Shout out to New Girl. Shout out to Franchise.
Yes,
They
sir.
do big things over there. If you don't know, you better check them out. Sugar Water TV, sugarwaterradio.com. And I think they got something going on with a new story with Netflix or something like that. So check them out.
Yes, dig it. Shout out to them. Yes, sir. Caleb's performance. What were you guys' thoughts on that?
I think that Caleb demonstrated that he can be poised under pressure. I think that a lot of the things that people attribute to a franchise quarterback are still lacking within him.
Okay.
But he's been in the league for 2 years, 2 different play callers.
Yes.
So
something to consider.
So next year, under the same regime, is going to give us the telltale signs as to whether or not it was lack of tape with the new offense, or if he actually stepped up and has a command of the playbook, since it will be the same.
Okay. So year three will definitely determine if there's really some true progression.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he went rookie year to sophomore year.
Yeah.
He had a marked leap, but no one had tape on the offense that he was running this year. Now they have tape on the offense he was running this year. Now we're gonna see with the adjustments that the other teams make. Now we'll be able to see, does he make another step forward in becoming a more complete QB and being able to take command of the situation. Now, I'm hoping he does, because I'm tired of hating on USC quarterbacks. But they keep repeating the same history.
Well, speaking of that, shout out to Sam Darnold, man. So it took him almost 10 years, but it seemed like he's finally getting it. You know what I mean? People are touting him. People are touting him elite. Some people are touting him, giving him elite status now, because he's been consistent and successful for the past 2-3 seasons. And of course, Seattle's a division champ, so they get to host. So
Sam is having a Ryan Fitzpatrick like Twilight season. I mean, Sam's to the point now. He's played on so many teams, and he's been mediocre at best. He's like, he got shit to lose. I'm just gonna let it all hang out.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, he's putting up them numbers though. But Vlad, what we always say when a quarterback or a player has a sensational season, congratulations, you just made tape.
Yep. You just made tape. You just made tape.
Exactly. And in Darnold's case, he's done it 2 years in a row, because he took Minnesota to a 13-14 win season last year.
Yeah.
And then imploded in the playoffs, but still.
Yeah.
To come back under a new team and then get them to where they are now. He's done it 2 years in a row. So
2 years in a row. Yeah. And you know, sport. Yeah, I was actually referring to Caleb, because you were saying what you were saying. I was on your assessment of Caleb. I was saying, congratulations to him. He just made tape. You know what I'm saying? So we all, me and Vlad always say that to anybody who has that sensational season or the new sensation. A la Jaden Daniels last year. We said that about Jaden. We said, congratulations, you just made tape.
Yep.
So
that's true in his case.
Very true in this case. You see that? Right? You see that?
But I will say, Caleb looks the part. Looks like he can be that guy. The ability's there, the size is there, the presence is there. So he looks the part, and he got the coach, right, who's going to coach up offense. So statistically, he's going to be there.
Right.
But I agree with you guys that, all right, what's it going to look like when everybody catches up to what you guys are doing?
Yeah.
That's one hurdle he'll have to overcome. And then that division is still really tough. So I haven't looked closely at their schedule, but they may have had the proper schedule to get where they are as well. Sometimes you catch teams at the right time. They're on your schedule. They got injuries, whatever. So when you caught that team, may have helped them as well. Their schedule may have helped.
Here's the other part about that. The NFC North is returning to what it once was.
Yes.
Yes.
It's just and I don't mean that as a good thing.
Okay.
Because the last 2 seasons, it was Green Bay, it was Detroit, and it was Minnesota. Now Minnesota's in a free fall because JJ McCarthy showed that, hey, I wasn't ready, so we look bad. The Lions lost offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, new play callers on both sides of the ball. They looked vulnerable. Chicago is on the rise right now, and Green Bay is kind of held court. They've been kind of the same team for the last 3 seasons. So there's going to come a time where those teams are going to show who they truly are. And I think that they're going to go back to being a middle of the road division.
Okay.
They'll be good enough to play spoiler and keep somebody else in another division from winning their division or getting a higher seed in the playoff. But I don't think that they make runs in the playoffs over the course of the next 3 to 4 years. I think that they're going to regress and they're going to start stocking up high draft picks again.
Okay. So and what did they do with oh man, his name escapes me. You just said his name. The coach. What did they do? What did they do?
Dan Campbell?
Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson?
No, not Ben Johnson. I thought you was referring to the Packers, LaFleur.
Oh man,
LaFleur should have been shown the door.
Yeah, I agree.
The minute John Harbaugh became available, LaFleur should have been fired, and they should have went and kidnapped him.
I thought that's what was going to happen. I really thought.
Harbaugh went to New York, and New York was like, put a bag over his head and put him in the closet. He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Good segue, Vlad. Gotta clap it up for you.
Yeah.
You gotta clap it up for you, Vlad.
That's a real hire right there.
Clap it up for you, Vlad.
But guess what, though?
Yeah.
Guess what?
Wow.
Giants got a clock now.
Yeah.
They got a what?
They got a clock.
Yeah.
Giants been on the clock for a decade.
Yeah, but now with John Harbaugh, you know how the media is going to be. You know how the fans are going to be. It's going to be a lot of pressure to win in the next 3 to 5 years.
But they will.
The Giants have been on the clock since they fired Coughlin.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Because they've been waiting for somebody that could take them deep into the playoffs and possibly get back to the Super Bowl. And for the last decade, they ain't found nobody.
Yeah.
They ain't hired nobody. McAdoo?
I mean,
oh man.
You should have known when they hired Happy Clappy Jason Garrett as their offensive coordinator, they wasn't serious about winning.
Yeah, I already knew. I was like, really? Really? We gonna hire him? Oh my gosh. I was done.
But Vlad, listen, with Harbaugh being there, that's major because the Giants will do a 180 for sure.
No, they're definitely going to do. They got the quarterback they want.
The one thing that you can be sure that's going to happen with Harbaugh in New York is that he's going to get the best out of that defense.
That's what I was going to say. Quite honestly, that was the best job because there's a lot of talent there. They just need to be coached up.
They need to fix that secondary too.
Yeah.
John Harbaugh's got to address that secondary.
Yeah. Shore up that secondary.
And then the second thing you'll address is the O-line.
Yeah.
It's not that bad, but it needs some tweaking.
Yeah, but both of those things can be fixed quickly. You draft the right guy. We got a Quinyon Mitchell. Things turn around real quick. Like you can do that. You know what I'm saying? Like
it also depends too. It also depends.
I know
too.
you're trying to temper your expectations, Vlad, but you got the right guy. Y'all.
Oh no, I'm happy. I already told you I was happy. I already told you I was happy. But I know that with that happiness, there's a clock now.
Yes.
So now there's a window.
Absolutely.
There's a window. You know what I mean? To win it.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you,
I was just having fun. I was just loving what I was seeing.
So here's one thing that you're probably going to see, especially now that he got fired. You're probably going to see a reunion of Harbaugh and Greg Roman.
Yeah, yeah.
Greg Roman was let go by the Chargers, so Harbaugh's new in the building in New York. So don't be surprised if Roman is calling plays in New York next season.
They said there's going to be some happy reunions.
What about Monken? They not going. You think he's not going to bring him with him?
I think Monken might get other opportunities. I think Monken has been interviewing, So I think he may find other opportunities to step out and show what he can do without being in the shadow of a veteran 18-year tenured head coach.
Mm-hmm. Who got fired because of a kicker? Ain't that some shit?
Well,
yeah.
I would never get over that, B.
If you think about it, just like with Tomlin was in Pittsburgh for 19 years.
Yeah.
Harbaugh was in Baltimore for 18 years.
Yeah.
Neither one of them has been back to a Super Bowl in over a decade.
Mm-hmm.
But they continue to have winning seasons. But and I said this before, if you remember, at what point does a winning season allow you to keep your job when you're not advancing in the playoffs?
So
it's different to have a 10-7 season, 11-6 season, and you're getting bounced in the wild card every year, as opposed to having a 10-7 season and you're going to the divisional round each year. That's a whole different ball of wax, because if you're going to the divisional round every year, then you're only a couple of tweaks away from getting to the championship round and possibly the Super Bowl. The Steelers have made the mistake of not coming into the modern era of football. They still think that it's the 70s where you can win with a monumental, monstrous defense, and you can just put whoever you want to on the offensive side of the ball, and the defense will carry you. The league is scoring at too high a clip for your defense to keep offenses off the out of the end zone.
Facts.
So if your offense can't convert and your offense is only averaging 10 to 17 points a game, you're going to get your teeth kicked in, because your defense is going to be tired every week, and it showed with all the injuries they've had in the last few years.
Yeah, it was best for him to step down now than to get fired later.
But my thing with them is that's more of a GM issue than a coaching issue.
I agree.
I was just trying to make a point that at some point, when you get 15, 16, 17 years into a situation, it's time to make a change.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, case in point, Andy Reid was with us from 99 to the mid 2000s, and it was time for him to make a change. I love Big Red, but Big Red needed to leave Philly in order to fulfill his destiny and be who he needed to be, which is why he got those Super Bowls in KC. At some point, you have to have a change of scenery.
I agree.
I see. Yeah. My opinion.
Listen, that is proven to be true. I'm just saying, in Tomlin's case, I don't know that Pittsburgh ever gave him.
Tomlin never got the athletes that he needed on the offensive side of the ball in order to be able to compete correctly. That's what I meant by the team was stuck in that old mentality that if we continue to stack our defense, we can always be competitive. And it's not the case. They limped into all of those seasons.
I agree.
Yeah, they gave him band-aids, tourniquets, all types of aids.
That's a testament to how good he is.
Right, exactly. He willed mediocre teams to winning seasons and a playoff appearance. But the thing that really cursed the Steelers was they allowed Big Ben to stay around way too long when they could have drafted his replacement 2 to 3 years before he actually retired and had somebody that was already fully developed. They let Ben retire, and they had nobody on the roster that was a proven commodity. Ben retired, and they had to default to Mason Rudolph.
And that's sickening right there.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing I definitely have the utmost respect, and I salute Mike Tomlin for, and I think that's a testament to his greatness as a coach. You know, to me, it's unpopular opinion. I think Mike Tomlin, just by his tenure and what he's able to do with less, makes him a GOAT coach to me, because
Hall of Fame.
Anyhow you can produce a 500 season with Kenny Pickett or 500 season with Mason Rudolph, or even squeaking the playoffs right now with Aaron Rodgers. And my thing is, if he's and I've heard
with the shadow of Aaron Rodgers,
the shadow, right? Thank you, the shadow of Aaron Rodgers, right? And the Pittsburgh fans, I really don't understand the Pittsburgh fans. To me, they're like spoiled babies to me, because every time the Steelers, I get it. The Steelers has been one and done for the past 5-6 years or so. Wild card, one and done, or they're not wild card 500. But they're not seeing the fact that he produced so much with little, and Steeler fans was calling for his head prior to the season.
They were chanting "Fire Tomlin," and
right. You know,
like,
I mean,
really?
Like, are you serious? So okay, so Mike Tomlin's gone. What now? If not Mike Tomlin, who?
That's the thing, Ja. You know, they relied on Ben Roethlisberger, as Dell said, so many years that when they started losing, they realized that, oh man, Ben Roethlisberger is no longer there, and we're not winning. It's Mike Tomlin's fault. But to Dell's credit, Dell said it best. You never replaced him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All you did was staggered pieces in a position that didn't fit.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it.
But I will argue that the Steelers never lost. It was either 8-8, 9-7, 10-6, 8-8, 11-5.
But it was Tomlin's fault, though. But it was Tom.
Right. They never lost. But think about this, to what Vlad just said. Think about this, and going back to the other point that I raised, that they never developed a quarterback.
Right.
They purposefully did not draft any of the rookie quarterbacks that played this year.
No.
They passed on Shador.
Yep.
And they passed on Dart. They passed on Show. They passed on every quarterback that was available, knowing they needed a quarterback because Aaron Rodgers was only going to be one and done. Who does that? Who does that? And this quarterback class coming out in this draft, there are no standouts.
No.
The only standout that you have coming out is Mendoza out of Indiana. Everybody else is in their 5th or 6th year of eligibility, playing to actually get to a point where they've got good enough tape to be considered a high draft choice. And then out of those top 5, you had 3 of them trying to get an extra year through a medical red shirt, because Trinidad Chambliss tried to get another year. It was denied. The Alabama quarterback tried to get another year. It was denied. The LSU quarterback tried to get another year. It was denied. The Southern Cal quarterback tried to get another year. It was denied. I mean, the Vanderbilt quarterback tried to get another year. It was denied. He finished second in the Heisman race, but he's not projected to do much on the pro level. So, I mean, this batch of quarterbacks, they've missed their window to get a franchise quarterback. There's not going to be another franchise quality quarterback to come out in the draft for another 3 to 4 years.
Well, so you got Manning, though. He'll be.
I said what I said. Arch Manning is not a franchise freaking quarterback. Arch Manning has nothing but a name.
Listen,
go back and watch him play.
I agree.
Go back and watch him play with an objective eye, and then tell me if you believe he's a franchise quarterback.
No, I personally
agree.
I personally believe Arch ain't ready yet.
It ain't that he's not ready,
so
John.
Let me just throw this in there, and I know
there was a reason Quinn Ewers was the starter for 2 seasons while Arch was there. There's a reason for it.
It's not that he's not ready, John. And then, hold on, Tom. With the new NCAA ruling. Yeah, did y'all hear about? I know Dell, you heard about it. Ty, you may have. I'm not sure if you did, John. But quarterbacks now, the way that the NCAA rolls is if you go into the draft and you don't get it, you can roll back.
Because there's a quarterback right now that went back to Baylor.
Oh yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
And it's not just it's not just football. It's every sport.
And there's a basketball player that did it. As a matter of fact, he got drafted, played in the G League. He was like, "Nah, this ain't it. I'm going back to college."
Yep, and took a spot. Your high school players are doomed right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Go ahead, Ty.
Go ahead, Ty.
I was just gonna say this about the Steelers, though. Haskins. Wasn't he an attempt to
Dwayne
get that
Haskins.
franchise guy?
Yeah, Dwayne Haskins.
Right?
Haskins,
Yeah,
Haskins
Passed away,
at
right?
the time that Dwayne was drafted, he was a multi-year project. He was raw coming out of Ohio State,
Mhm.
extremely raw, and it showed in his play. That's why he got benched for Rudolph.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, we'll never know if he would ever develop because he passed away tragically. But he was still raw second year in the league.
Right, right. But I think that might have been the guy that they had hope for.
They had hopes for him, but they bet on the wrong horse.
Mm.
Because when I looked at him, and I'm not trying, I'm being as objective as I can, watching the guy play, and then watching him under game time situations. He reminded me of the pro version of Cardale Jones. He wasn't ready for prime time.
Mhm.
He had a lot that he needed to work on. He was not. He had a hard time reading secondary and reading defensive schemes, and he held the ball longer than he should have, and he would stare down his receivers. Those are things that you have to mature out of, and he didn't have enough time to do it, and they don't require you to do those things in college.
Right. Because wasn't Joe Burrow was on the bench for him, right? At Ohio State.
Well, yeah.
Transfer, right?
Well, Joe Burrow was on the bench for what is his name? Haskins got the starting job because of an injury.
Okay.
Haskins got the starting job because of an injury, just like Cardale Jones did. But I forgot who was on that roster. Give me a second. I can tell you who was on that roster.
Yeah, but Burrow left because he couldn't even get on the field with that team.
And so did CJ, and not CJ Stroud, but so did what's his face.
Well, Adele looks that up. Let's take a minute to salute our sponsors.
Right.
Fat Boy Coffee. Get your Fat Boy Coffee. It's milky, nutty, fruity. All that blend.
Pause.
You know what I'm saying? Pause. Shout out to listen, shout out to Rock and what's
got
that
it.
name, John?
Coach Lonnie.
Coach Lonnie, yeah, shout out to them. Fat
Yeah.
Boy Coffee, and shout out to Graphics, another one of our sponsors that's doing big things right now in the photography and graphic design world. All right, let's get back to our show.
Okay, yeah, I got it. So, yeah, like I said, Haskins got the starting job due to an injury because JT Barrett was the starting quarterback.
Barrett, yes.
JT Barrett was the starting quarterback. And then in that quarterback room, you had Dwayne Haskins, Joe Burrow, and Tate Martell.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Listen, you're not going to get this out of ESPN, so just come here every week.
But listen, just to stay on that topic, just to pivot into the actual wild card game in which the Steelers got mollywopped. I ain't never seen the Texas defense that stingy with the clamps down like that.
I saw it coming. I saw it coming last year.
Did you? Okay.
I saw it coming last year because that defense started to, when you looked at them and you looked at the way that they were executing, they were to a man, they were all starting to act just like DeMeco Ryans.
Mm.
Yeah.
You could see that ferocity building. And,
Yeah.
then when they unleashed it, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Dogs, the corners was hitting like linebackers.
Did you see that hit that the corner put on what's his face? It looked like he looked like folded laundry.
Yeah, he
I
did.
was like,
Yeah,
oh my god!
I know the hit you talking about. I know the hit you talking about.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
said,
they still talking about that.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes set that cat up for complete failure.
Mm.
Yeah, them corners.
He did fold them.
You hear me?
So,
he did fold them.
So with them, they started to turn it on for me probably right about mid-season, that defense. They really started to kick in. But I think a lot of us picked them on the last pod. We all picked them. I think a lot of us picked
preseason,
them to do that.
Mhm.
Yeah, we picked him for the AFC South.
Yeah, and actually, the offense is probably the weaker unit right now. That's the crazy part. I think
Yeah.
we were maybe all looking at CJ
Yeah.
and what he had demonstrated in the past, but man, that defense took over the second half of the season, and they
Yeah. It
they the
definitely
real
did.
deal. Yeah,
Because CJ played awful. Just keep it 100.
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, because I've said that I hope he doesn't have a sophomore slump, but I could see it
Yeah.
coming, and
Yeah.
he definitely did have a sophomore regression,
Yeah.
Mhm.
He did.
and the defense midseason put the team on their back and was like, look, just get me 15, get me 10, 15 points,
Right.
and we gonna go out here and headhunt.
Mhm.
We'll take it from
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
few games that he looked like, what's going on? Like he looked a
Yeah.
little lost.
Yeah, the Texas defense started like they were trying to channel the 2000 Ravens.
Man, listen. Man,
I mean,
listen.
when I saw them DBs and them safeties flying around like they was flying around, and then the 4-man rush was getting home, I was
Yeah.
like, "Ooh, that's
Mhm.
nasty."
Mhm.
Yeah, for real. I mean, they were that the defense was sensational, man. I say, man, they really put the clamps on these dudes. I mean, for
Facts.
you, they put the clamps on you. Anyhow you could blanket DK Metcalf. And, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you and they didn't even double him.
No,
Mhm.
They didn't even double him. The corners is on a one-on-one. The corners are smaller than them, but
right.
they was on them.
The closest they came to doubling was they played a bracket bubble.
Mhm.
Right.
There was always somebody within 5 to 7 yards of it, but it wasn't a true double team.
Right. Man, yeah. So yeah, salute to the Texans, man. Salute to D'Amico Ryan.
Yeah, I could see them coming out of the AFC completely at this point.
It's possible.
I
It's
could see
possible.
that.
I could see them. Yeah, I could see it. I could see it being not Patriots, Broncos and Texans
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I dig it. I dig it, man. I dig it.
on that side of the bracket. On the other side, I don't know, that San Francisco Seahawks game is going to be interesting. I don't know if Brock Purdy got enough in his tank though.
Yeah.
It's wild that 3 teams from the same division are in the divisional round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's get to the topic that we've been saving for, man. The final game, the game where certain players really effed it up.
All right, John, close this out with the last sponsor then.
Oh yeah, well yes. This segment of the show is sponsored by Inspire Motivational Tees. www.inspyah Motivational Tees, all one word. .com. Raise your consciousness, raise your vibrations. I am most popular sale t-shirt, copy silver t-shirt, copy silver hoodie, graphic design with powerful self love, higher conscious messages on the t-shirts and hoodies and apparel alike. www.inspiremotivationaltees.com. Get yourself a garment.
And all our sponsors you can find on our website at wgisports.com, and you can go to About Us and our sponsor page.
Yes, sir.
Can I say something? Can I say something?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I want to bring back a long forgotten memory.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
all right. So when you come home from a long day of work and all you want to do is hang out with your guys and enjoy a mellow time. So what do? You pull up to the bar and you order an ice cold Lowenbrow.
Here we go.
Ready? Lowenbrow for when you want to be mellow and your best.
Take us there, Dale. Take us there.
Here's the good friend. Tonight is kind of special. The beer will pour.
Let's be so.
That's the smoothest. That whole segment is just smooth like that beer.
Oh man.
That
All
whole
right,
segment is smooth.
all right. Let's talk about this final game, man. Major disappointment. I think we all four of us can agree. Major disappointment. Big letdown
We all picked them.
because we all picked them. That's right. We all picked them. I picked them. Y'all know who I picked. I picked them and the Ravens. I keep picking the Ravens. They keep failing me.
I tried to told you the Ravens weren't going nowhere.
I told you John the Ravens was going to do it.
I thought the Birds was going to have it, but major letdown by certain players, man. Let's talk about it, man. Is AJ Brown out of here?
No,
Probably not.
Because
there's no probably in it. No, he's not going anywhere because if they cut him, his cap hit is $48 million.
Yeah.
If they trade him, his cap hit is $28 million. That's a lot of dead cap space when you got all the free agents coming up that we got.
Mm-hmm.
So AJ's sitting for at least one more year. That way his cap number will diminish.
Mm-hmm.
Smart.
Now,
how do we mend that relationship between him and Jalen? Because
there's not a rift between him and Jalen. The rift is between AJ and the people that are calling the plays that Jalen is forced to execute.
Okay.
He said it from the very beginning of the season. Our offense is predictable.
Yes.
I'm sitting here watching the game and I make the call.
Mm-hmm.
I know exactly what's about to be run.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I call the play when there's 15 seconds left on the play clock. They're about to do this, and there it is. They're about to do this. There it is.
And that's why you see Saquon getting hit in the backfield all the time because
Yep.
you know what they're going to do.
Yep.
You can literally see it. And that's why Tank Bigsby had so much success because when he came in, it was a change-up. Finally, it's something they don't know what's coming because it's Tank. But they know exactly what the Eagles going to do when Saquon is in there.
And then Patullo with his dumb ass, excuse my language, well, dumb ass, he gets in the press conference and says sometimes you just got to run the ball to run it.
He does that. Yeah, he literally said that.
Who the hell does say some shit like that and expect to keep their job?
Yeah, that was the craziest thing I ever heard. No, you don't, sir. No, you don't.
No.
Sometimes you just got to run the ball to run it.
Yeah, no.
I promise you. I promise.
No.
Shanahan runs the ball to set it up for 2 and 3 plays later.
Shanahan has 5 to 6 different looks or different plays out of the same look.
Right.
If we lined up in a certain look, one of two things is coming. So you got a 50% chance of being right.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And with those odds, we were done.
Yep.
Mm.
And we all saw this a couple years ago when Ben Johnson was calling plays, right? Anytime they give Sirianni
Brian Johnson.
Yeah, Brian Johnson, sorry. Anytime they give Sirianni the green light to hire somebody, we need to step in and stop that shit. He can't hire people. It is
no doubt.
You gotta stop it.
No doubt.
Lori, do not let this man hire people.
Mm.
Y'all
No doubt.
make the hires and tell him what he got to do.
It was Howie and Lurie that made the call with Kellen Moore.
Exactly.
Sirianni didn't make that call.
Yeah.
Sirianni sat in an interview with him, but if you go back and you read the interviews with Howie and Jeffrey, they had behind door meetings with Kellen Moore for hours without Sirianni there.
Yeah, yeah.
And they made him draw out how he was going to make their offense different.
That's right. And
that's what needs to happen.
Here, Sirianni be hiring his homies. That can't happen. That has to stop.
If you noticed, each time that Sirianni has hired an offensive coordinator, Johnson, Patullo, he's hired somebody that calls plays the same way that he did the first year he called plays.
Yeah.
Because the offenses look very different.
But Steichen, he hired Steichen. But that year he called the plays, and then Steichen had to take over because his offense was so trash.
But Steichen was a pupil of Frank Wright.
Right. Yep.
Because they both work for Frank Wright in Indianapolis.
So Ja, what we're telling you is this was a coaching problem.
Mhm.
Not a player problem.
Mhm.
All right.
I think that's what you're hearing right now, because all Eagles fans across the board, I don't know if y'all saw, there were dudes throwing eggs at Patullo's house.
Yeah, he came home from a game and his house had been toilet papered.
People were showing up at this man's house, which I think is definitely going over the line. But at the same time, that's telling you everything you need to know. And because we got a coach that can't call the plays,
right?
He's the CEO coach. Cool, it's working. But when you need somebody to step in and start calling play, he can't do it. So we're kind of stuck with these guys, and we just got to ride it out. And now the hope is that you got all these talented players who play football their whole lives, and they would just say, fuck it, we're not listening to this guy. We see it happening, we're going to do something different. That didn't even happen. They kept running it. And I don't know why that would be. You got all these guys who are pros, they know how to play football, they know what works, and they're continuing to listen to this what's not working. That's bizarre.
They seen the same schemes before over. They don't call audible or anything.
Yeah, sounds like a damn it, man.
Our points per game, our average points per game dropped by 5 from 2024 season to this season. When Kellen Moore was calling plays, we averaged 27.2 points a game. This year we averaged 22.3 points a game.
And I feel like that's being generous, because against good teams we probably average something like 19 points.
But yeah, I just did a search for the average points for the entire season this year and last year.
Yeah. But
but we consistently put up 30 plus under Kellen Moore.
Right.
We only hit 30 points once this year, if I'm not mistaken.
And who was that against? The Giants?
The Raiders.
Right. Yeah.
So how do the Eagles tweak and make the changes so they can move past the wild card and return back to their championship piece?
It's real simple. Howie got to find some money for Jalen Phillips. Got to keep that guy.
I got to keep that guy because he came in. It was an immediate impact.
Yeah,
he complemented the linebacking core to a T. He gave us the outside rush that we were lacking.
Yeah, he was perfect. So find money for him, and then you got to get this offensive coordinator right. Now it can't be somebody all wacky like McDaniel out of Miami. We don't need wacky. We need the same way Vic came in.
But McDaniel's not wacky. McDaniel has the ability to scheme players open, because if you notice, that wide receiving core in Miami was undersized. So they ran a lot of crossing routes and things like that just to create mismatches.
But it was based on speed, though. Their stuff was based on speed. We don't have speed.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Speed, guys.
Don't do that. AJ Brown runs a 4.340. Schmitty runs a 4.340. Jahan Doxson runs a 4.340. There's speed on that roster. Britton Covey runs a 4.340.
Yeah, but you're talking about track speed. I'm talking about field speed. The way they run in Miami, that's different.
No. Speed is speed. Speed is speed.
Tyreek Hill is different. You can say
speed is speed, because Kansas City proved that. Because after Tyreek left, they still had speed upon speed upon speed. The Rams in St. Louis proved that. If you are moving your receivers around and you're running crossing routes, you're doing motions to get them into mismatch situations. If I've got a 4.3 wide receiver on a 4.6 linebacker, that's going to be a win for me. That's what we were missing.
So you sound like you like McDaniel in that spot.
No, I'm just making a point because you said he was wacky. I said that McDaniel has the ability to be able to scheme his players open. It's not wackiness. It's just unconventional, and it was unconventional for a reason because his receiving core was undersized.
Right, but you get your quarterback hurt damn near every other game in that.
The quarterback got hurt because the quarterback sucked ass. Tua was not mobile.
Right.
Tua was not mobile. Tua was a mini statue.
Mm-hmm.
Tua was a slow version of Kyler Murray with less arm strength. Tua got hurt because Tua was fragile as hell.
No, Tua got hurt because the boy don't slide. That's why I keep telling him about Vlad's boy Jackson Dart. He gonna be another Tua. He keep effing around.
Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo, they gonna be in the nursing home at 4.
But see, I was saying the same thing about Daboll. He's not protecting his players, and they're getting hurt out there. So that's with McDaniel. There should have been no way for Tua to come right back on the field the way he was coming right back on the field after showing the signs he was showing.
That's a faux pas on the medical staff. But
so you're not going. So the coach has no culpability in protecting his players.
Dable didn't.
The coach is going to be like, I need to have my best opportunity available to win. I mean, just like on any given Sunday. Hey, Doc, can Cap play? If the doc says yes, he's playing it. It's on the medical staff to be ethical and stand their ground and say that motherfucker's head is scrambled. He does not need to be on the field. If you play him, I will report you to the league.
Yeah, well, in that sense, I have to agree because a perfect example of that was the Giants Eagle game when the Giants dominated the Eagles and Jackson Dart was on a roll and he had to make concussion protocol because he got hit because he
Daboll went into the tent.
Made a beeline dash to the tent like, is he all right?
And based on the rules, he's not supposed to be anywhere near the tent.
Right. Right.
Yeah, based on the NFL rules, he wasn't supposed to be nowhere near the tent.
Exactly, but
he was not supposed to influence that decision whatsoever. But he was faster than his running back getting to that tent that day.
Yeah, he was.
He was.
And he's trying to get a job at the Titans. Good luck.
I was like, yo, he made that beeline. Like, where is he? All right? Is he all right? Get him out of there. Give him out. I was like, yo. Yeah,
I mean, you could see it on his face. He was like, "Please, God, don't make me play Russell Wilson."
Yeah.
That's a fact, man. That is a fact. So, okay.
It's a coaching issue, and that's probably why you saw AJ getting ready to fight Sirianni. You know.
I mean, basically, he came to the sideline. Look, you need to do something about your boy.
Yeah, it's seriously like straight up. This is crazy because now we're in the playoff. We watched this all year, and we roll into the playoffs with this.
Right,
after giving everybody the week off.
Right now,
we could have beat the Washington. We could have beat the Commanders and been the number 2 seed.
Right.
Yeah.
But we gave everybody the week off as if we were playing at a high level of football. Everybody needs as many reps as possible.
I get the logic in that, but the flawed part of it is that you rested the starters against their starters minus their starting quarterback. That was when the starter should have played. The only starter that played in the Washington game was Smitty, so he could get 1,000 yards.
Yep.
And as soon as he got his 1,000, as soon as he got that 26-yard pass, get his 1,000, he was on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So all right. So y'all good on AJ. You'll give him a pass for these crucial plays that cost.
Yeah,
AJ gets a pass because it doesn't make monetary sense to cut him or trade him.
but beyond that, it ain't his fault.
True.
This offense was not his fault. Could he have stretched out and done more? Probably. Everybody probably could have done a little bit more.
What was his fault is them two damn catches that hit his damn hands and then ended up on the turf.
Yeah,
that third and 10 pass, Ty? That crucial 3rd and 10 pass?
Yeah,
I get what you're saying, but it shouldn't come to a crucial 3rd and 10.
I agree that it shouldn't. I agree that it shouldn't have come to that.
Be in that situation.
Right. I agree that it should not have come to that, but because it did, he needed to step up and make the one play.
Okay, I can't disagree with that. I'm just saying that the problems are bigger and they started early.
Right. The problem started from the beginning of the season when Patullo showed that he did not know how to make in-game corrections, and nobody sat his ass down. They should have put him in the booth so he could see the entire field, and they should have had someone else calling plays.
Yeah.
I don't understand how you get all the way to that level. I don't even understand how that's possible, but we've done it twice. We've managed to do it twice with this great collection of talent. We've managed to put people in position who can't do it.
We've done it three. We've done it 3 times back in almost back-to-back seasons. Because you remember Doug got fired because he didn't want to sit his OC
down. Right. So I just don't know how you get to this level of football and you can't make adjustments. That's
right.
That is wild. And the players aren't making adjustments either. They aren't stepping in and saying, yo, this, as much as AJ is crying, it ain't like he rallied the troops and said, nah, we're going to run some motion today. We're going to do something different.
Go rogue a little bit, right?
We got to.
And
they didn't. It wasn't like they were working extra hours after practice doing different shit. Yo, I saw this play in this college game today. Let's work on this and just see how it works with us. They ain't do none of that. So
here's something that nobody brings up. Nobody brings up that is a critic of Jalen Hurts, but they always bring it up when they talk about one of the other quarterbacks that they deem to be elite. The knock on Justin Herbert was he couldn't develop because he had multiple play callers.
Yes.
Let's look at something real quick.
No, go ahead. Yeah, you can touch
do you know that Jalen Hurts has never had the same play caller 2 years in a row between college and NFL?
That's crazy.
Never.
So I think it's like 11 straight. It's like 11 different people.
Yeah, check out the list. The list when he was at Alabama, he had Lane Kiffin, then Steve Sarkisian, then Brian Daboll, then Mike Locksley. Then he graduated early and transferred to Oklahoma. He had Lincoln Riley. The next year he was in the NFL, he had Doug Peterson calling plays. The next year, he had Nick Sirianni calling plays. The next year, he had Shane Steichen calling plays. The next year, he had Brian Johnson calling plays. The next year, he had Kellen Moore calling plays. And this year, he had Kevin Patullo. That man's learned a new playbook every season of his pro career and the last 3 years of his college career.
But yeah, he's the most criticized.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that also is a testament to how much winning he's done.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, that's
because when you keep winning, those guys get plucked away. So
exactly. Steichen got a head coaching job. Yep. Kellen Moore got a head coaching job.
And all the college guys you named all became.
Lane Kiffin left Bama and went to Ole Miss. Now he's at LSU. Sarkisian left Bama and went to Texas. He's still at Texas. Lincoln Riley is still left Oklahoma and went to USC. Yeah, he went to left Oklahoma with the USC.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just frustration. It's just frustrating to hear these sports analysts and sportscasters not acknowledge the talent and classify Jalen Hurts as one of the elite quarterbacks. There's always some caveat or misnomer about him, or even the slightest mistake, or even a team loss, they blame it on him, and they look at him as a person who doesn't have the wherewithal or the recognition to perform at a high level, and they always comparing him to like I said, the big statuesque white quarterback like a Justin Herbert or Josh Allen. I mean, Josh Allen gets so heralded. It's insane the way they glaze that kid.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that he's not talented, but the way they glaze him, it makes him
would think
overrated.
he was Joe Montana or something. You're right. He ain't done nothing.
The way they talk about Josh Allen reminds me of the days of the way they try to pedestalize Phillip Rivers.
That's another one. And they even try to bring up Hall of Fame for him because he just came out of retirement.
Right.
I was like, what?
And Phillip Rivers never smelled the Super Bowl, and he's been to the AFC Championship game once.
Yeah.
That was my damn it man for the night too, Joe.
You know what I'm saying? It was wild card division gone. Wild card division gone. Wild card division. Okay, AFC Championship. Mollywop by the Patriots. So that's that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it reminds me of that. The way they was boosting up Phillip Rivers, and they say it's the same thing they're doing with Josh Allen. So now what's gonna happen when Josh Allen get bumped off?
I can't wait to see the train wreck, bro.
You see
I know it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming this weekend.
Yeah.
This weekend.
It don't.
Three total touchdowns, of which 3 of them is a rushing touchdown and a screen yard pass to Keon Coleman for a 70-yarder.
Yeah, but they'll just protect him and try to find ways to get him into the Hall of Fame because that's what they're doing with Rivers. Like they just trying to create, even like literally every year before his MVP season, he like led the league in interceptions. They just skipped that like it ain't never happened.
Right.
And you know
the thing he was throwing an interception. It was like what?
And you know the crazy thing with Josh Allen?
Yeah.
All you got to do to rattle him, because even my squad did it. All you got to do to rattle Josh Allen is blitz him.
Yeah.
And he goes erratic.
If he was as great as they say, Diggs would have never wanted to leave.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And
where else am I going to go?
Yeah.
I got the greatest guy.
Right. And there's no shade to Josh, although it sounds like shade, but you're overrating him.
Yeah.
You're overrating the kid.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? He's a good quarterback. He's not elite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's not elite. He's a good quarterback. He's not elite. You know what I mean? So it is what it is.
To quote the great Cam Newton, game manager.
Yes.
Right.
Cam got some nerve calling these guys out, though. Come on, man. You gotta stop that because come on. Cam was a great talent, but he out here acting like he had all the pieces too. Come on, Cam.
Cam is some next level stuff right now. So
yeah. I mean, he can be over the top with it, but guess what? Cam is more qualified than Dan Orlovsky. Cam is more qualified than Stephen A.
Yes.
Cam is more qualified than Emmanuel Acho.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? He's qualified. He's qualified to be critical of his fellow peers, because he played the position. You know what I mean? He had his MVP season. People are never gonna forget where he ain't died for that fumble.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They're like, did Vegas make that call?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. And then who was the other quarterback? Came out of Missouri. Chase Daniel.
Daniel.
He's more qualified to Chase Daniel too.
Yes, sir. So, all right, gents. Let's close out the show. But before we do that, anybody has a damn it, man? Vlad, do you have one? Or did I take
Yes, yes.
Go ahead, sir.
You gave him an honorable mention.
Go ahead, sir.
Phillip Rivers.
Yes, go ahead. Speak your piece.
Why didn't you keep your behind out, man? You was up for the Hall of Fame. That's one. Two, you got grandkids.
Yeah, he's
3,
yeah.
you don't even look like a former Sheller. You don't even look like 1/3 of yourself out there. You're hobbling in a pressure cooker situation, and you're short arming the ball, and you're barely making your throws, right? Why would you come out of retirement for that?
Yeah.
My damn it, man, is not really just him. He gets a piece of it for agreeing to come out of retirement. But the Colts, you had Danny Dimes, and you replaced Danny Dimes with an aging, retired quarterback.
But they had no choice. They had no choice because he had a catastrophic knee injury. Yeah,
I know
Indiana
you had
Jones
to,
now.
but I wouldn't have got a retired one though, because after that they went on a horrible losing streak.
Oh, they folded.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like this season was done.
Worst way.
Yeah, they did.
This season was done. I mean, whoever made that call should have got fired. And that was a friendship call because I found out whoever brought him on was good friends with Phillip Rivers and said, "Yo, let's give him a chance."
Mm-hmm.
And whoever agreed.
The owner called him. She called him directly.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's a bad move.
Mm-hmm.
Bad move.
And the only logic behind doing that is the fact that Phillip knew the playbook because he played there under that head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we're talking about an aging arm though. Why would you do that? Like you gotta listen.
Like I said, the only logic in that is he knew the playbook. If they had brought him in as a consultant and a coach, that probably would have been a lot better. And you put in a young quarterback to see what he can do.
I agree.
Del, remember when Steve Barkowski did that back in the 80s for Atlanta?
And got decleated.
Jeez.
He got hit so hard his cleat ended up on top of his shoulder pad.
Yeah, man. Steve Barkowski, man. Yep, I remember. Yep, he did that. He did.
Yeah, that's my only damn it, man.
44, same freaking age. I was like, damn. I was a kid when that was the 80s. I was a kid, but I remember that. You know,
Yep.
Ty, you got damn it, man.
It's not really a damn it, man. But I'm talking to the Falcons because my son. Well, I got family that are invested in the Falcons.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this: if they don't get Tomlin, and I don't know, things may have happened while we were doing this pod.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't get Tomlin, they will officially be. They will forever be who they are. Let me just say that.
Tomlin said he wants to go to the booth, though.
Tomlin going to TV.
Yeah, he said he wants to go to the booth.
Tomlin's going to take a year or two off. He's going to call a few games or maybe be a studio analyst, and then he'll probably get a head coaching job in college.
That makes the most sense.
They should offer him everything they can.
He is
perfect. He's perfect to the Falcons got the talent. They need culture. And he's the perfect guy to come in here and set the right culture. If they miss this, it's sickening. Because it's actually a pretty good pool of coaches, but that's the right guy for that job. So
I've heard that.
If they mess this up, that's a damn it, man, right there.
Well, what's to stop Tomlin if he does that and he doesn't go to the booth? Why not take the Titans job?
Well,
you walk into Atlanta and you're in this division that all of us have just agreed you can walk into the playoffs.
Yep, sucks ass because you can roll on your hip into the playoffs.
No pressure, no media pressure, nothing. You can walk right in and have success.
That's a valid point.
And an offense that is arguably light years ahead of what he left in Pittsburgh.
Exactly. All they got to do is just pay him.
That's valid. Yeah, Tomlin can moonwalk into the playoffs, literally.
Yeah. Hey man, Ty, hate to bust your bubble, but the Falcons may not do the right thing.
No,
Because,
Yeah.
because you see who they hired as the president of football operations.
Yeah.
I mean, you hired Matt freaking Ryan as your president of football operations.
Yep.
Why?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if anything, you should have made him a special assistant or special consultant to the GM or something. But vice president of football president of football operations. I don't see that. I don't see that work going too well.
That's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be interesting for sure. Yeah.
And so you might have just said it. That might be the stopgap from getting Tomlin right there. Just that guy and him having a particular preference. Yep.
Yeah. Who's your damn it, man, Del? You got anybody?
My damn it, man, is the Cleveland Browns organization. And it is for several reasons.
Yeah.
Number one, Haslam came out and said that he didn't want Shedeur Sanders. It was the GM's call that drafted him. He had nothing to do with it. Then he turns around and says that he had my full support when Sanders looked like he was going to be able to be serviceable. Then you had Stefanski, who during his tenure and interviews was constantly ignoring questions about the quarterback that he knew he was going to have to start. Want to focus on Dylan Gabriel, who kept stinking up the joint week after week. That is the epitome of dysfunction at its finest.
Yeah.
Because nobody in that organization, from the owner to the GM to the head coach, who's no longer the head coach, wanted to take accountability for the things that were being produced on the field. Somebody has to own that. It ain't on the players. Somebody has to own that. That organization has wasted Myles Garrett's prime years. They have wasted Myles Garrett's prime years. It's the same thing that the Carolina Panthers did to Julius Peppers. They wasted his prime years.
I remember that.
The Panthers didn't build a winning team until Peppers was on his downside of his career.
Yeah, that's right.
And the Raiders doing it with Crosby. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's just like the Detroit Lions did with Megatron and Barry Sanders. They wasted their star players' potential in their prime years because they were too selfish to understand that, hey, I don't have a winning culture here. I'm not going to win games. I appreciate everything you did for me. I'm going to give you the chance in your later years to chase a championship. No, we're going to hold on to you, and we're going to get every ounce of sweat and blood we can get out of you. And when your playing days are done, all you're going to have is the residual checks and a lot of fucking regret. That's the same playbook that the Cleveland Browns are pulling with their entire organization, the way that it's run. The NFL owners should get together and put together a quorum, and they should vote that Haslam should have to sell the team. Seriously, they need to put it together that Haslam needs to sell the team, and if they can't find a buyer, the league itself needs to take over operations and install football people that can run that organization from top to bottom until an owner can be found.
The problem with that is
Dell doing the NBA.
Probably gonna have to do that in a couple of places. Because I talked to you about this, John. These billionaires are some wacky dudes.
Yep.
There's a couple
I got one.
You got to go to Vegas and figure him out. You probably got to go to Carolina and figure him out. Definitely got
you definitely got to get Woody out of you got to get Woody and his family out of the
That's what
ownership.
I'm saying. So it opens up a can of worms that they don't want to do that.
But at some point the precedent needs to be set.
Yeah.
There is no reason that the Cleveland Browns should perennially be looking at the number 1 draft pick. Perennially.
It's terrible.
The last time they made a semblance of a playoff run was when Baker Mayfield was there. And Baker been gone how many years? 4? 5? 4?
5. About 5. Yep. Yeah. So
It's crazy.
I'll end it with my damn it man. Y'all can take a wild guess who my damn it man is going out to.
We already know.
None other than my beloved green and white. the downtrodden, the hellfire, the desolate, the disparity of the NFL.
Not even the Jets no more. They the biplanes.
For real, you know what I'm saying? They're so bad. They're so bad. They don't even have a what do you call it at the airport? The landing.
They have a landing strip. They just got the foam out ready for a crash.
You understand? Yeah. This is listen. Y'all gotta hear this. I mean, it's so laughable, isn't it? You can't even get mad at it. Y'all gotta hear this. This is how atrocious my squad, my organization is. James Cook, brother of Dalvin Cook, has more rushing yards than Justin Fields has passing.
Wow.
Justin Fields.
Wow.
Has 1,259 yards passing. James Cook is the rushing champion of the NFL with 1,622.
That's a crazy stat. Wow.
Garrett Wilson played only 5 games this season.
Yeah.
And is still the leading receiver in yardage for the Jets with 395 yards.
Wow.
Mason Taylor is second in yards and reception with 285.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's a shame because that rookie is a beast.
Mason Taylor is talented. Appreciate that, Dale. Appreciate that, cousin. Yeah, the kid is talented. Jason Taylor's son. The kid is talented. Garrett Wilson has not played for more than half the season, and he still led the receivers in yardage and receptions. 395. Not even 400. 395, y'all.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's how atrocious it is. That's how atrocious that
Those
is.
numbers. Wow.
The New York Jets.
Somebody could get that like in one game.
Yeah.
You could see a player get that in one game. Like,
yeah.
That's crazy.
The New York Jets secondary has set an NFL record of 0 interceptions for the season. That is the first time that has ever happened with any NFL team. The secondary has no picks. None.
Man.
0.
Wow. How is that possible?
You gotta laugh at this.
I mean, sometimes the ball just bounce in the air randomly and somebody grabs
it. Yeah, even I saw some of the games, even deflected passes falls right through their hands.
Wow.
It is abominable. They are.
And what's even more remarkable about that stat you just said, Ja?
Yeah.
They've been tracking that statistic since 1933.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And you got a top defensive guy as your coach. What's up with that?
Well, AG, no, because to keep it 100, I love AG.
Okay.
Fucks with him heavy. He was a solid corner when he was playing with the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
He was a solid, and even when he left, he was a solid corner. He was a solid corner, period, throughout his career. He was a solid corner.
Mm-hmm.
He was a 2-time Pro Bowler when he was a Jet as a corner.
Mm-hmm.
When AG was a DC for Detroit, there was praising him for the Detroit's defense, but it was a bit overrated.
Okay.
It was a bit overrated. I mean, granted, there was one year they lost Aiden Hutchinson for the season, but Detroit was giving up a lot of points. They were.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like Detroit was putting the clamps on people like the Texans are.
No, they weren't
No, they
doing
were
that.
not. You see what I'm saying?
They weren't doing that.
No, they weren't doing that. But they did enough to secure wins for Detroit to move on and have the great season that they had last season.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But we see who's more responsible for that. Because you see where Chicago Bears are. And you see where the New York Jets is.
Yeah. I mean, he came to the Jets and broke even more records.
More records. Not in the best way.
There was already records set, and he
broke. Yeah. Not in the way people expected.
Wow.
Now, people are calling for his head already.
It's too soon.
That's how New York.
It's way too soon for that because with AG, the only smart thing that management did was they realized that they needed to go ahead and get their fire sale started mid-season.
That's right.
Go ahead and trade as much talent that you have on your roster now, so that you can clear up cap space and amass draft picks because you are in complete rebuild mode.
But the problem is
for the fifth time in 7 seasons, rebuild again.
Yeah.
Right, but this is the first time that they actually had a fire sale.
Yeah. But the problem is there's too many good coaches out there right now. So you're going to be with him again, and if he fails, everybody's gonna be looking around going, damn it, that year that all those guys were available. It was 9 job openings.
Yeah, New York New York Jet fans are doing that now. They're like, because when Harbaugh and Tom will cut loose, New York Jet fans like, yo, get them! Get AG out of here!
Right.
Get them now!
Yeah.
But
that don't happen that often. So not like this. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I love AG, but he's on a short lease. Next season, if we don't see at the very least competitive ball or 500 ball, he's going by mid-season. If by week 9 the Jets are like 2-7, 1-8, 3-6, he's gone. You know it. He's gone.
Yeah.
He's gone. And then we got to start the process all over again. But by then, like you said, everybody else is going to be snatched up.
Yep.
I can see Mike Tomlin actually going over to the Raiders. Because they fired Pete Carroll.
Yeah, he's out of there. Yep. Yep. So, yeah.
It just depends. It just depends on who they hire as the GM, because Pete Carroll was wearing both hats.
Yeah, but then you're playing under Brady. I don't know what the relationship is like with Tomlin and Tom Brady. You gotta remember,
Brady's a minority owner, but what Brady does for the Raiders is he brings some semblance of actual competence. Because Mark Davis is a lot like Al. All he's looking at is flash and speed. If you can run fast and you meet the eye test, I'm drafting you. I don't give a damn if you fit into my team's culture or not. So what Brady brings to that room is, hey, let's walk that back a little bit and figure out what the fuck we need in order to be competitive. And the first thing you need to be competitive is a coach that can bring culture and respect to your building. So that's why I think that I would not be surprised if Tomlin did take a coaching job. It would be the Raiders, as long as they gave him the ability to have final say over the roster, which is what Pittsburgh didn't do.
Yeah. All right. Well, on that note, gentlemen, I thank you for coming on, giving us your insight on the Wildcat recap. One last quick thing. All our predictions has been altered. Quick Super Bowl prediction. Vlad, start with you. Who's going to be the final two?
If Bills don't make it past this round, I got Texans versus Rams.
Dell?
Rams Broncos.
Say it again.
Rams Broncos.
Okay. Ty?
Yeah, I could see Broncos too.
I got Texans Rams.
So do I. Texans Rams. Texans beat Bills in the AFC Championship game.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And on that note, gentlemen, I thank you. I thank the people who are watching. And again, always remember, on behalf of Dell, Ty Money, and my right hand, Vlad the Chef, this is Ja the Drum Major. Always remember, whatever you do, make sure you love what you do so you can embrace the grind. WGR Sports, we are gone. Until next time.